Hello everyone, welcome back. I am Gary of the Elysiums, and today we're going to be torturing myself with this ranking video. But before we get into it, do me a favor, please hit that subscribe button, like this video, comment, all that helps support my channel. So this is a video I've been thinking about over and over and over again. I've been wanting to do. It's just so tough to do. It is the death metal band named Death. One of metal's greatest bands. And for those of you that disagree, I suggest that you go back and take a listen. Even if you don't like the vocals, you cannot deny the musicianship of Chuck Schuldiner, all the session musicians he had, especially Gene Hoglan, Richard Christie. Just an amazing, amazing band. So obviously, for those of you that know Death, which obviously you do because you're watching this video, it's really hard to rank their albums and to pick their greatest album, in my opinion. Death never released a bad album. So basically, I'm kind of titling this their greatest albums ranked. Sorry, I'm just going on my camera. But in a way, it's kind of my favorite albums and where they stand. And I guess we'll get into it. And like I said, it's kind of tough. Give me one second. I don't know what's going on right now. It's kind of tough to, rank these albums by which is the best, which is worst, because they're all amazing. So let's get into it. I already wasted 2 minutes of me blabbering. Remember, this isn't me saying this album's better than this. This is kind of how I ranked my favorites. And it was really hard to put one in last place. But I had to do it for the sake of this video. There are 7 albums altogether. And coming in at number 7, Spiritual Healing. Now, I absolutely love this album art. I love the color scheme, that blue. I just think it's awesome. In my opinion, the greatest track off of here is the title track, Spiritual Healing. The song that opens it, Living Monstrosity, and then the song that ends it, Killing Spree, are all amazing. So this is kind of a take on the throwback of the early 90s infomercials of these, what are they called? These ministry people talking, evangelists, that's the word I was looking for. They basically used to beg for money in the 90s. Hey, watch TV and you'll go to heaven. Give me this amount of money. So that's a take on that. Coming number 6. Again, this is really tough for me to rank at number 6. Sound of Perseverance. So this album is, in my opinion, a landmark album in technical death metal. I feel like this is the album that really put technical death metal on the map. One of the first albums to start technical death metal, in my opinion. And unfortunately, it was the last album released by Death before Chuck's untimely passing. This was released in 1998. Chuck did go on to perform with the band called Control Denied and release another album after this. But this is the last album we'd get from Death. Scavenger of Human Sorrow, which opens it, is amazing. Spirit Crusher, probably the big song off here, the huge one. And this actually ends with a cover of Judas Priest's Painkiller. And these CDs I'm showing, I should point this out, that almost everyone here except for one are Relapse Records remasters, two discs. They each feature rehearsals, instrumentals, jam tracks, demos, things like that. All right, where are we at? We're coming in at number 5. Can't believe I'm putting this number 5 and not higher. But like I said, I have to rank them. Scream Bloody Gore. Debut album from Death. The production isn't great on this. It's really Chuck on vocals, guitar, and bass, and then Chris Reifert, if I'm saying his name right, on drums. I mean, iconic album art. One of the most, ear-bashing debut albums of all time in death metal. Basically, this could be the very first death metal album. I attribute Possessed Seven Churches as kind of being death metal, and it was thrashy, had touches of black metal. Bathory's debut, I always say, is probably the first black metal album, but they also had touches of death metal in there, and you could disagree with me if you want, but there are touches of it. But what an amazing album, and what an amazing debut. The production is not great on here, which is why it's ranked at 5th. And I do put some other death albums, obviously, 4 death albums above this. Zombie Rituals, probably my favorite song off of this. Regurgitated Guts is amazing, Torn to Pieces. 12 tracks on here. More slower songs, just kind of a punch to the face death metal. Not as technical as Chuck would get on later albums. Now, 3 and 4 were very hard, and they may interchange. But I feel like my first 2 are locked in. 3 and 4 definitely will interchange. And I mean, just looking at it now, I think I'm going to stick with number 4. Symbolic. I know a lot of people will rank this as their number 1 album. I know I've met people that have said this is their number 1 album. Sorry, my dog's going crazy right now. Like I said, for me, I was juggling this between 3 and 4. It was tough. This is their solo album, solo album released on Roadrunner Records, and for some reason Roadrunner Records does not want to remaster and re-release this. Well, this is a 2008 remaster, but they don't want to re-release it for some reason. I don't know what it is. But, they don't want to give their rights up to this album, back to Relapse and a Death Camp or whatever. Awesome album art right there. Great, amazing songs of this. Again, technical death metal. The title track, which opens it up, Zero Tolerance. Crystal Mountain, just an amazing song and one of their most well-known songs. And yeah, this is coming at number 4, but that may change, day to day. Number 3, this is the one I was kind of interchanging between Symbolic and this. Individual Thought Patterns. This is the 1993 release. This is, I feel like when Chuck really took it to that technical stage. This followed up Human, and just amazing songs on here. I mean, such an iconic cover. Anyone in death metal in general knows that cover. Awesome cover art, iconic. The opening track, Overactive Imagination, one of the best songs Death ever released. In human form. Trapped in a Corner is amazing. Obviously, a title track. I feel like Chuck always hit it on the nose with the title track. The ending song, Philosopher, is great. And this 2-disc set actually features a second disc live in Germany from April 13th, 1993. So if you haven't picked this up, you can get it on Amazon. It's like $13. I mean, it's 2 CDs. You get a classic album, one of the greatest death metal albums of all time, along with a whole live set. And the funny thing is, you can grab any of these death albums, and they are already one of the greatest death metal albums of all time. Doesn't matter which one you grab. All right, coming in number 2, Leprosy. This is actually the first death album I bought. I thought the album cover was cool. At the time, internet was still infantile, and obviously in here, Death on the radio was like, hey, this dude, Chuck Schuldiner, was a genius. He just, going through cancer. He just passed away. And I was like, all right, well, Let me check something out. It wasn't this copy here. It was actually an original pressing from Combat Records. Wish I still owned it. Unfortunately, I don't have it anymore, so I had to buy the remaster. Probably would have bought it anyway. Kept my original copy. Just an amazing album. Just, punch to your face death metal. The title track, which opens it again, is probably the best song on here in my opinion. Pull the Plug. Excuse me. Pull the Plug, such an amazing track. A signature song for Death. Choke on It, which ends it. Born Dead is great. Open Casket. So many great stuff on here. This actually features a second disc of the Leprosy rehearsals from September 23rd, 1987 and December 5th, 1987. This is their sophomore album, the follow-up to Scream Bloody Gore, and they just got obviously better as time went on. And coming in number one, for those of you that know Death, which again you probably do because you're watching this video, Human. This is my favorite album by Death. One of my favorite death metal albums of all time. Just amazing stuff. I mean, Flattening of Emotion, Suicide Machine, Together as One, Secret Face, Lack of Comprehension. Oh, such a good song. See Through Dreams, Cosmic Sea, one of my favorite instrumentals of all time. Vacant Planets, and then this actually features a bonus track on disc 1, which is a cover of Kiss's God of Thunder, and they do an awesome cover of it. Disc 2 is just instrumental studio tracks, which is cool to hear. And then we get some demos from March 25th of 1991. This is the 4th album released by Death, and this comes in at my number 1. Such a good album. I remember I took a trip some years back, kind of like a cross-country trip, and driving into Columbus, Ohio, and then back through Pennsylvania. This CD was in my car. Didn't leave. Such a great album. Again, I upgraded all these CDs. I bought the remastered versions, and I did not have the remastered version that trip. I had the original pressing, which was cool to listen to, and that was my number 1. Now, I know there's only 7 albums by Death, and they're all amazing. So I figured in this video, I'll show off some other things I have by Death, some other CDs. I have Vivus, however you say it. Double disc live album. This is actually the Live in LA CD, which was released, I believe right after Chuck's passing, if I'm not mistaken, in 1998. That's disc 1 on here. Disc 2 features Live in Eindhoven. I think I'm saying that right. Eindhoven from 1998. So basically, this is from the last concerts that Death would perform before Chuck would go on to Control D9 to record that album. That's a cool looking CD. And then these are cool. These are like these are non-analog on-stage series, they're called. Not real fancy, but they kind of stay similar with the album art. And the first one up here, I have them in chronological order. First one up here is from New Rochelle, New York, December 3rd, 1988. So this features Leprosy, Open Casket, Zombie Ritual, Pull the Plug, Left to Die. I mean, imagine being at that concert. Choke on It, Infernal Death. So this is from the Leprosy tour. And then we have Tijuana, October 6th, 1990, Spiritual Healing Tour. Living Monstrosity is on here. Again, Left to Die, Pull the Plug, Infernal Death. And then we have Belgium, December 23rd, 1991. This would have been the Human tour. Yeah, Suicide Machine's on here, Flattening of Emotions, Together as One, Lack of Comprehension. This is definitely my favorite of the live albums that I have. And then we have Montreal, June 22nd, 1995, on the Symbolic tour. Yeah, Spiritual Healing Zone opens it up. The Philosopher, Suicide Machine, Crystal Mountain, Thousand Eyes, Empty Words, Pull the Plug. Cool stuff here. And again, these are on I'm not sure if these are on Amazon. I noticed all my local record stores that sell metal CDs have these in stock. Only 4 released so far, so I'm pretty sure these are only 4 that are released. I'm hoping they come up in more shows. Maybe we can get something from the, well, I guess we have Vivas. But maybe we have some other stuff in between. That would be cool to see. Anyway, thanks for watching. Again, this is just how I'd rank my favorite death albums. I keep saying death metal for some reason. My favorite death albums, not necessarily saying my ranking is the best. Just how I'd pick my favorites. And like I said, it was impossible to pick. So anyway, comment below. Let me know how you feel about death. I know some people don't like The Sound of Perseverance. I don't know why. I think it's an amazing album. But yeah, tell me what's your favorite and, you know, your least favorite, and yeah. And again, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. And thanks for watching this video. Check you next time.